All right, at the half, it is Concord Christian with a 2-point advantage, 31-29. It's a distinct pleasure of mine now to be joined by the man for whom this tournament is named, the head coach, former head coach at Farmington High School, and many other things, of course, Mr. Mike Lee. It's a true pleasure to be joined by you, my friend. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for inviting me over.
I got a million questions to ask. We're going to run out of time. I'll tell you that right now, but it is what it is. I want to ask you, first of all, about what it means to you to see this community come together. Obviously, what we've dealt with over the last nearly 2 years now with obviously the COVID pandemic, but what it means to see this community come together, the atmosphere, the energy for our boys championship game here tonight.
There's a lot of positive things that come out of this that are really lifelong lessons, and I think that's what's great about sports in particular. Yep. Here we are, a lot of energy, as you suggested. But I think the important thing is kids are having the opportunity to come back out here, play against different competitions. You have a Division III school, 4 school playing a Division D2 school, and they're competing. Everybody's competing tonight.
Right.
But to answer your question, though, we look at who's in the stands. What parts of the state are they from? How many years this has been run? 42? I was going through all the different teams that have participated in this since the inception. I think it's like up in the 40s.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of great teams that have come through here. I just wish someday, if we ever get back to normal, that'll be a wonderful thing. In the meantime, it is what it is.
It's funny because you talk about sort of the tradition and what it means. I was speaking with Kenneth Slary-Beater, the head coach of the girls team, before they won a title earlier tonight, and he said, this is the highlight of our calendar. We look forward to this every year. This tournament is just so special to us, and it's got to be meaningful to you to represent this community, what Farmington has meant through you throughout your career.
Well, when we started doing this back in whatever year it was, 70,
you have to dig yourself. 79. 79.
We never dreamed of it being this large. Initially, there were 4 teams. And it stayed that way for a few years. Then we went to more boys teams, and we added the girls, and then Booster Club took it over, and now it has exploded into a pretty good-sized tournament. The original concept was to give kids an opportunity to participate,
to do something during the holiday.
Right? Yeah. And it used to be there were no games for 2 weeks.
Right.
So now kids have a chance. Well, this year everybody's schedules are all messed up. It doesn't matter anymore. But again, it was opportunity, and you're looking at kids in this tournament that are being looked at different colleges.
Yep.
It's another opportunity for showing what you have. And it may be that one great game, somebody walks through that door and says, "Who's that? I like the way that, who's that kid?"
Right.
And it gives them a chance to move on and set some goals.
No doubt. It's so meaningful. I'm glad you brought that point up, because this is about the student athlete. And when you work in high school athletics, it's not about the money. I mean, you probably laugh about the money you make for coaching. It's about the student athletes. It's about the kids. It's about those opportunities. It's about those moments. And I want to get your perspective on that as somebody who did it at such a high level for so many years.
I look at what you learn. Sports is an extension of the classroom.
Yep. It
is a learning experience. You have teamwork, cooperation, discipline, following directions. A lot of this stuff they say, well, you get it in the classroom. This is a classroom.
Right, sure.
And if anybody thinks coaching is not teaching, well, they're wrong. The other is, it's leadership. Providing kids opportunities to become leaders, because they're tomorrow's leaders. And we're giving them a chance today to do that. Now, it's not always positive, but you take what you can learn and turn it into positive. I'm relatively impressed with the coaches. They are really doing a great job with their kids. Getting kids in, getting kids out. Positive reinforcement. They don't have time to do anything but.
No
it's
doubt.
all instruction right now, and I'm so pleased. This is a great game to watch right now.
I wanted to ask you about that. I told you we're going to run out of time here, so we're up against it a little bit, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the atmosphere, the energy, and the level with which these teams are playing. Obviously, Concord Christian came out, got a great start, 10-0 run the first quarter to open up a double-digit advantage, and then Kennett all of a sudden shoots lights out in the second quarter. We've got a 2-point lead in the break.
Well, I kind of felt if the game settled down, Kennett might have more of an opportunity to take the lead. I think if it turns into more of a chaotic game, Concord Christian might have the advantage, but I've only seen him play a couple times. I can't really make that judgment. If I watch him play 4 or 5 times, that'd be different. But there's some outstanding talent on this floor. just wonderful. And very mixed, but very good talent.
My friend, it's a true pleasure to be here, and I have not heard a bad word about you. So you owe a lot of people a lot of money for lying to me, but it's great to meet you. It's great to spend some time with you, and well, I'm really humbled to be here.
Well, thanks. And I think this is like really a first-class operation.
Yeah, I've done a nice job.
This videoing is amazing. The thousands of hours these guys have put together to make this a first-class operation is amazing.
No doubt. My friend,
I love it.
It's awesome to be here with you. Thank you for your time. That's
okay. You're more than welcome.
It's great to be joined by him. 31-29, Concord Christian on top. We'll take a timeout and return right here. We'll see if Concord Christian can win their first ever bash. We return right here on Ball 603.